Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review for Halloween month. And it's another revisit movie. It's another revisit movie review, which I've already, which this is another video that I wanted to review because a while back I did this in two parts, and I did not like doing it in two parts, but I had to. So I wanted to do this again to give it a full one video review. Because I do not like working in two parts. So, but back then I had to. But now I'll be able to give a real one video review. So, I said I was gonna revisit this. So here it goes. But it's another movie that I absolutely love, and is my favorite vampire movie. I said this before, it is my favorite vampire movie. And when revisiting now is Fright Night. The classic vampire 1985 film, directed by Tom Holland, who directed Child's Play, and what more I can say about Fright Night. I love the movie. It's my favorite vampire film, and which I reviewed from Dusk Till Dawn. It's my second favorite vampire film, but it's close though. But this is without it my favorite. Stars William Ragsdale as Charlie Brewster, Chris Sarandon as Jerry Dandridge, which will also work with Tom Holland again, playing the detective cop in Child's Play. Amanda Bierce, starring famously from Married with Children, which who I met and I got an autograph. Very nice lady who I met. I'm glad I met her. She was extremely nice when I first met. And also the late great Roddy McDowall as Peter Vincent. Great cast. I enjoyed the cast. They all did really wonderful, excellent, and great pacing. It's only like only 108 minutes though, but very well paced, decently well paced, and great score, wonderful score I would say by Bradford and even the songs and the soundtrack that I do enjoy. Um, especially the one song that's playing during the end credits, Fright Night, or you can't hide from the beast inside. Another great song. So the songs and soundtrack I do enjoy, especially the score by Bradford, and also really awesome makeup effects and transformations from the vampire makeup and the werewolf part with Evil Ed. This film, I would say, I have no problems with, and I just love the movie. And of course, with the sequel, Fright Night 2, I think it's an underrated sequel, but of course, hard to find it. But I still wish it would give a very proper DVD release. I still wish. And of course, with the shitty remake, even though rest in peace to Anton Yelchin though, but I still hate that remake. Colin Farrell, he's no Chris Sarandon, especially of course with his cameo that he gets killed by Colin Farrell. And of course, yes, I even saw the 2013 Fright Night 2, which was also even much more crappy. But yeah, that film sucked, and the 2011 remake sucked. This is the true Fright Night film for me, and the sequel too. But and also, as I said, it performed well box office wise and critically. Has a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.1 on IMDb. Deserves it. But even though the remake got some praise though, but not as high as definitely not high as this, which that film didn't deserve, how that remake got positive praise. I don't get it. But the score, I mean not the score, but the story, it's simple. You know, William Rasdale as Charlie Brewster, he's just a normal teenager. You know how it opens up. He's making out with his girl, trying to make it with his girlfriend Amanda Beers, Amy, and you have also same time watching late night horror movies on this late night TV show called Fright Night, hosted by Peter Vincent, played by the great late Roddy McDowall, who I also truly miss. I would say he's definitely without doubt on my list of my top favorite British actors. I enjoyed him in the original Poseidon Adventure, even The Legend of Hell House, the Planet of the Apes movies, the original Planet of the Apes movies, and there was another movie. I forget what there was another movie that he was also starring, but I absolutely love him in this movie as Peter Vincent. Great character. Which I love this character because he's even though he's an actor though, and it shows that he is really scared when we realizes that vampires do exist. But I love the fact that he comes out of this and he becomes a real vampire hunter after some instances that he now believes in all this stuff, and he really becomes a hero to help Charlie Brewster out. That's why I loved about Ryan McDowall's character in this film was Peter Vincent. But yeah, but maybe back with Charlie and Amy. Then that he's focusing on watching the Fright Night and he also knows that a new neighbor has moved to the house next door, and he notices the coffin, and then Amy, like I said, leaves. And then the next day, Charlie sees a nice woman walk up to the new neighbor house. And then late at night when he's working on his homework, he hears a scream and he immediately turns to see what it is. And from next door, the light goes off. And then later on the next day, on the news, that the same woman he saw is missing, and you have his friend Evil Ed, played by Stephen Jeffries, who also did really good job as well. And of course, he knows also some things about vampires as well, which tells him. And also, one night when he wants to look in, it's kind of like also a vampire version of Rear Window, because he's wants to know what's going on, so he's like in his room and he's sitting there looking at the house next door, waiting for something to happen. And he sees that Jerry Dandridge, Chris Sarandon, is with another woman. But then when he starts showing his fangs, and he gets really scared, and then Chris Sarandon sees him, and then with the long nails, claws, whatever, he pulls down the shade. And of course, Charlie, nobody believes him. He gets the police, and actually the cop he arrives with is actually played by R.J. Evans, who I mostly remember him from Die Hard 2. And he pretty approached Jerry Dandridge, but of course, when Charlie says, "Oh, he's a vampire," the cop doesn't believe him, and it's a prank, and he leaves. But then later on, and also later on, that he finds that Jerry Dandridge is in his house, that his mom invited him over, and also more where he goes and bites this apple pretty much in one bite, and he goes and throws it at Charlie. And then later in the night, I also like this good moment where he sneaks into Charlie's room and just starts choking him. He hurls him into his closet. He picks him up again, pins him against the wall, and tells us you should never see what you saw, and now no choice but I'm going to kill you, or you have a choice where you either forget me and I will forget you. and involving the police and all that. And he's like about to stick him like under the windows because he had nails because he bored his window up. And then Charlie goes and sticks a pencil through his hand, and good transformation of makeup and stuff when he sees him in his the full vampire face, and even good effects when he's like it's like normal Chris Sarandon, but just the glowing eyes and the fangs. Good transformations, and when when he hears his mother, Chris Sarandon bails out. And then he sees, and he goes back and turns the TV on to Fright Night, and so he decided to get Peter Vincent. And he sees that he gets to Peter Vincent with Amy and on Evil Ed, and but Amy and Evil Ed says that one of the funny lines that he says that what was it we need you. He's like, oh, you're here for see an autograph? And says, no. And he says, what's so important with my autograph? I was like, saving a boy's life. And he's like, oh yeah, that's important too. And Ryan McDowell, he's and I like characters. He also shows like the shows that he's funny, and I know I can tell that he's a lot of fun in this movie. Even part, I think he enjoyed playing the part, and that's why I enjoyed him in Fright Night 2. Yeah, he didn't have that much. He didn't have like that much in Fright Night 2 though, but I still enjoyed him in Fright Night 2. And I enjoy Ryan McDowell in this role and on the other films I've seen him in. But he was just so much fun in this movie. So they all go to Jerry Danders' house with his well, I would say like what, not servant though, but I don't know how you say who's the guy who's with Jerry Danders. I don't say it's not his servant or anything though, but I don't know what kind of person, what you call for the guy who plays played by Jonathan Stark. But it shows that like nothing's happening because he's like acting like a normal human. But the moment where Ryan McDowell, he gets the mirror, it's because he has his back turned to them, so he gets like the mirror and he notices that Jerry's reflection's not in it, and he's looking back and he gets that oh shit look in his face, and he drops the mirror, picks it up, he's like, oh, it's nothing. Even Chris Sarandon knows that is a little bit suspicious of that. And then after that, Chris Sarandon stalks Evil Ed, and he makes him into a vampire. And then which Evil Ed, when he's a vampire, goes to Peter Vincent and shows him his vampire look. And Peter Vincent, he gets a cross and he sticks it onto Evil Ed's head and gets a burned cross mark on his head. He's like, oh, what'd you do to me? And he's like, back, I say. And then he goes and jumps out the window. And then you get the moment where Peter Vincent's, not Peter Vincent, Jerry Dandridge, he's chasing Charlie and Amy into this club. And I think that's where we have that song, Can't Hide from the Beast inside, playing. And Jerry's like trying to trying to put Amy into a trance state, and Charlie is getting booed out from this one of the bouncers, and you get one guy who played by Nick Savage. He's the guy who was from, really enough, Friday the 13th Part 3. He was the lead biker, which you thought that Jason killed, but when he came back and Jason goes and cuts his hand off and then just goes and hits him repeatedly with a machete. Yeah, that's actually the guy from Friday the 13th Part 3, the lead biker guy, really enough. And then he sees that Jerry's pulling the vampire face, and Jerry gets his claws and swipes him across the face and tosses him to a table. He picks up the bigger bouncer guy, lifts him up and throws him. And then Jerry goes and ends up taking Amy back to his house, and Charlie goes back to see Peter Vincent, and he's about to ready to pack up and leave, and it shows that how he is really terrified because even though he's been an actor doing all this stuff for horror films though, but he isn't expecting that all this stuff is happening in real life, and he shows that he's really genuinely afraid. And Charlie's like, we need you. We need you to help me save Amy. But he doesn't though. But which Charlie's about to go by himself to do it. But then later Peter Vincent comes along with him, and then it shows that Jerry, makes bites Amy. Trying to put her in that trance, trying to seduce in a way, but it bites her, and then the Charlie and Vincent, they go to Peter. They go to his house, and then Charlie, who he uses the cross against Jerry, but he gets knocked out by the Jerry's servant. I'm gonna call him servant because I don't know what do you call him. I know he's not servant though, but I'm just calling it that way because I don't know what kind of the word for him for describe him though. But he knocks him out, and Peter Vincent he gets scared. He runs back to Charlie's house to his mom, but Evil Ed's there, and he transforms into a wolf. And as he's charging at him, Peter stakes him with a piece of wood from the stairs. I guess stakes him, falls down, and you get really excellent makeup and transformation from him going back to normal. It shows how the hands and all the hair, and going from the wolf face back to a normal face. Really excellent, well done makeup and transformations. And I can see that throughout this, as he's transforming back, and Vince's face is knows that he killed him, but you can see he feels sorry for him because he was just an innocent teen, and what happened to him was bad though, and he feels that, and you can see the expression on his face that he does feel bad about it though, which I like. It's like in a lot of movies, when someone dies, they should be emotional, non-emotional, just okay, he's dead, whatever. No, in this case here, he does care, and it shows that his face. He does like this, and then after that, this is when he stops being afraid, and he takes that stake out of Ed, and he walks back. In which during that scene, he has that good score by Bradford. I was like dun 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 dun. I enjoy the score to this film. I really do. I like that little piece of music when Peter Vincent's going back to the house, and you see the little fog on the house, and Charlie's brought aboard the room where Amy's at. She's a vampire, and Peter tells them that they need to kill Jerry before dawn because everything's it's happening in the movies, and of course you got the really good scene where Peter shoots Jonathan Stark first in the head, and then he comes back up. He starts shooting him some more, but then Charlie gets another piece of wood and stabs him, and you got another really good effects where he starts melting, transforms from skeleton. You have this green goo oozing out and dust until the skeleton falls out, until the skull slides on the floor. Really, really excellent and awesome. I would say awesome effects of him just melting to a skeleton. Excellent effects. Because the Tom Holland did a really excellent job in this film. Yeah, it's my favorite vampire film, but my still favorite from Tom Holland is still Child's Play, because I saw Child's Play before Fright Night. But still, regardless, I still love this movie. Easily the two best films Tom Holland has done. This film and Child's Play. But like I said, my favorite of his is Child's Play because I saw that first before Fright Night, though. So, and then you get the really good scene where Jerry Dandridge crashes through the window, and then Peter Vincent, he's using the cross, and first it's like Jerry's like, it's like, That won't work. You must have faith, Mr. Vincent. And which also the idea that you have to have faith and believe in a cross, which you don't see that in other vampire films, but the idea is like you have to have faith in order for it to work, which I did like. But then I like when Peter Vincent, he pushes in, he keeps it on him, and he stops, and all the cuckoo clocks are going off because dawn is coming up, and I love the line where he says like, "You're out of time, Mr. Dandridge. Look over your shoulder." And then he transforms into a bat, really good puppet of the bat, really good looking, and Ryan McDowell's is on the ground. He's holding the bat. Then Charlie gets it and bites him in the arm, but then Peter Vincent gets the bat and forces into the sunlight. And then the bat flies off into the basement. And as they get into the basement, because that's where his coffin is, and then Charlie sees Amy, and he casts the cross on her. But then when she like covers up her face, that's where you get that face right there. Now, to me, that's like, I love vampire films, but how the way vampires look, that's like easily how my favorite look for a vampire should be. When she reveals that face, that was like one of my favorite looks for a vampire, for how a vampire in a movie. I mean, the looks in From Dusk Till Dawn is good though, but that's like a really well done makeup effects. That's how like my favorite look for a vampire. And even that's the autograph photo that I have of when I met Amanda Beers. I got that autograph. I got the autograph picture of her when she's in that look. If I upload that little. And, I've been upload the series of me meeting guest stars at these the toy conventions I go to. Yeah, there should be a picture. There should be a little video of a picture of me meeting her, and I should have the picture autograph right here. If you can check it out, because I have been uploading a little bit series of me meeting guest stars. So yeah, that look of that's my practically my favorite look for a vampire, is that when she reveals her face, starts attacking Charlie, and Peter Vincent's trying to open his coffin. He sees him. Also good makeup on Chris Sarandon. Tries to get that stake into him, and then he goes and attacks pushes Peter Vincent to a wall, and then the wall, and because down in the basement is so dark, so they blocked out the windows so the sunlight doesn't get in, and Charlie started to break some more, tries to let all the sunlight in, so is Peter. And he's trying to make it back to his coffin, but Peter closes it, and then he backs up, and then Charlie, he rips open one piece of wood, and then sunlight bulges out right in front of his face, and he's on this green fire, and really good, well done effects as he's like transformed from a bat-like skeleton, then completely disappears completely, and then Amy's been returned back to normal, and then it ends with Charlie and Amy once again making out, and Peter Vincent's back on Fright Night, and he's like, I thought I'd give the vampires a rest for a while, right, Charlie? And he gives him like the little wink at the camera, and then so he goes and shows another like an alien, and an alien movie instead, and also you get the way those Fright Night movies are. They're supposed to be like bad looking, like cheap, like old school monster movies, but that's done on purpose, and I kind of clearly understand it, because it's like one of those how look of a Fright Night film should be, like those really cheap looking monster movies. So I can understand that though, but I like how these when in a movie that makes his own how a movie makes up made up movies in the movie, if you get what I'm saying. And then when Charlie turns off the TV, he notices back in the next door house, where Jerry's house, he sees some like red eyes really briefly, and Amy's like, "What's wrong, Charlie?" And he's like, "Nothing." And then you get the ending where you see the red eyes again, but it's like Evil Ed laughing. It's like, oh, you're so cool, Brewster. And you get the end credits of Fright Night, Fright Night, Night. Yeah, the ending worked. Yeah, with ending with Evil Dead, Evil Ed. Um, him laughing. Yeah, I know, like he's clearly dead though, but I didn't know why they put that in there, but probably as a last minute joke, I would say, or maybe because maybe was supposed to be in the second film. I know because with Fright Night 2, there was like fights over the rights for the film, which maybe that's why it's hard to find it on DVD, or the film still hasn't been given a proper DVD release, which that still bugs me a lot. So I still wish Fright Night 2 would still get a proper DVD release. But yeah, with that ending with Evil Ed though, he's clearly dead though. But and well, thankfully they didn't go with bringing him back in the part 2 because he's clearly dead though. But and I know, and I think there was talks of a third. There was talks of a third one with Ryan McDowell. I think he wanted to do another third one, which I would have liked to seen, but I guess that time would come, and by the time Ryan McDowell has passed on though, which is sad. Because I would like to see another third one with Ryan McDowell coming back as Peter Vincent, because I love him as Peter Vincent, and clearly of all the, even though I liked him in the Poseidon Adventure and Planet of the Apes and among other films, it's definitely my favorite character that he's ever played. He's so much fun because it shows that he's he's an actor though. He realizes all stuff is monster in real life, and he's genuinely terrified. He says he is afraid, but I like that he becomes the real vampire hunter and becomes a hero, and he believes in all this, and he starts fighting. I love that because sometimes it's you think he's a hero, but he's truly a coward or not. But I like that how that happened with this character of Peter Vincent. I love this character, and I love Ryan McDowell. May he rest in peace. But I love this film, and it's definitely without a doubt my favorite vampire film, which I would agree here for the Motion Picture Guide, an outstanding horror film. Definitely agree on that. And even my dad, he even said this is his favorite vampire film as well, because he told me years ago he saw this back in the theaters with his best friend. And after that, he went to see it more times. I guess it was on VHS or on tape or TV. Yeah, I would say he said this was his favorite vampire film as well. And even though my dad does not watch too many horror films, well, if you count Alien, that's science fiction though, but still. But he's not the biggest fan of watching too many horror films, but for a horror film this is one I would say he really does enjoy watching, and he says even this is his favorite vampire film. And he even said that also he would like to rewatch this again. And that's a positive thing, because I also like to watch this too. Well, before this video, I did rewatch it again, but I'm saying with my dad, I would say. That was what I was trying to get. But I love this movie, and yeah, I still have the two-parter of this film though. You can check it out. It's still on there. But back then I had to do it in two parts though. But I'm glad I finally gonna do a full one video review of this film, because I just hate doing it in two parts. I hate doing that. But yeah, I love this movie. Fright Night. Love the cast. Love Ryan McDowell. Love Chris Sarandon as Jerry Dandridge. Definitely played he played a perfect vampire, I would say. And love William Ragsdale. He's just playing a normal teenager. Just happened to stumble upon or got curious about what's going on from next door, like the coffin and the woman who first woman they saw that came to Winter's house the next day on the news. Amanda Bierce as Amy. I enjoyed her, which I enjoyed her in the movie, which is like I said, when she's a vampire, that look excellent, well done, makeup and effects. That's how to me how a vampire should look. And Stephen Jeffries as Evil Ed, I liked. Ryan McDowell, I just love. See, the whole cast did a phenomenal job. I love the score and the soundtrack. Good songs, really well paced. The directing by Tom Holland, I enjoy. The makeup and transformation effects are well spot on. They're excellent, and I would even say awesome to watch. Yeah, the film this film I practically have no problems with. And this is definitely, I would say without doubt, it's my favorite vampire film. I enjoy it from dusk till dawn. It is my second favorite. My third favorite, I would say, is The Lost Boys. That's another great vampire film I have to review. Yeah, that's definitely my top 3 vampire films. This film is just, to me, is my absolute favorite. Yeah, Tom Holland, excellent directing, and the sequel, which is directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed what was it? Yeah, Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. But I enjoy Fright Night. I enjoy Fright Night 2. Like to one day get it though, which probably research on how well stuff to get though. But like it was like very pricey on Amazon though for like the out of print DVD. I just wish it just bugs me. I wish that I could get a much proper DVD release for that film. I really wish, instead of just always have to watch it online. So, but yeah, I love this film to death. It's definitely my favorite vampire film. Great cast, score, makeup effects, directing, cast. I say casting it, but especially for Roddy McDowall, William Ragsdale, Chris Sarandon, and everyone else. Very simple story. Kind of playing a little bit of the version of Rear Window. We know how Charlie's just watching to see, trying to find out what's happening. Yeah, it's a film I practically have no problems with. It was definitely it's a classic horror film in general, and it's easily one of the best vampire films. But the remake sucked. This film, it didn't. Especially, I don't get the positive praise that film got though. But at least this film has much higher ratings than that film has. Colin Farrell. He's no Chris Sarandon. And even what was the guy, David Tennant? He's no Ryan McDowell either. And Anton Yelchin, may rest in peace. But William Ragsdale, much better. Charlie Brewster. And the girl who I can't remember her name, Amanda Bierce, is much better. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, I like, but I would say Stephen Jeffries is much better as Ed. Yeah, but that remake sucked though. Even in the 2013 sequel sucked as well. This film and the real sequel are still the best. But anyway, that's my full revisit movie review on Fright Night. Finally got a chance to do a full in-depth movie review on this, the two-parter. If you want to check out the two-parter, it's still on there. You can check it out though. But this is definitely, I would say, is my more in-depth revisit movie review. But yep, that's my review for Fright Night. 30. Basically my 30th anniversary for this film, because it's been 85, 2015, 2016, 31 years, but still 30th anniversary. And 30 years later, it's not dated at all. It still holds up well to this day. I love this film. It's definitely my favorite vampire film, without a doubt. Everything I said, I love. But yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review for Halloween month. It's getting closer, but I have to start doing my main ones for this month. But anyway, yeah. That's Fright Night. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.